The phone buzzed like a hornet trapped in my pocket, pulling me from the haze of another late-night grind at my event planning office in downtown Denver. It was 6:47 a.m., 3 days before my sister Emily's wedding, and Mom's name flashed on the screen. I answered, rubbing sleep from my eyes, expecting some last-minute floral tweak or seating chart drama. Instead, her voice cut through the line like a knife sharpened on years of unspoken resentments. "Laura, we need to discuss your role in the wedding." My heart stuttered. "What do you mean?" "Everything's locked in the venue. The band. The whole 9 yards. A pause. Heavy as lead. You're out as maid of honor. Emily's chosen her friend Kelsey instead." The words landed like a sucker punch, stealing my breath. Kelsey? The roommate who'd ghosted every planning meeting, who'd never lifted a finger or chipped in a cent. I'd poured my soul and my savings into this wedding, turning Emily's vague Pinterest dreams into a $55,000 reality. The designer gown from that boutique in Cherry Creek, the historic estate venue overlooking the Rockies, the artisanal cake that could feed a small army. All on my dime. Because Emily's barista gigs and her fiancé's entry-level tech job couldn't touch it. And now? Mom, this doesn't make sense. I've handled everything. Her sigh was practiced, laced with that familiar mix of pity and dismissal. Emily feels you've been overbearing. Too critical of her choices. Overbearing? I'd bitten my tongue on every extravagant upgrade she demanded. Just this one more thing that ballooned the budget. I hung up, my hands trembling as I gripped the steering wheel on the drive to their house in the suburbs. The Rocky Mountains loomed in the distance, indifferent witnesses to the storm brewing inside me. By the time I arrived, the ambush was set, Emily in full makeup despite the early hour, Dad nursing his coffee in his recliner, my brother Jason fidgeting by the window. No one met my eyes at first, but Emily broke the silence with a smile that didn't touch her soul. "Laura, it's not personal. We just want the day to be positive." "Positive?" I forced the word out, my voice cracking. "I've paid for all of it, the $10,000 venue, the $7,000 catering, the dress that cost more than my first car. And you call that negative?" Dad cleared his throat, his face hardening. "See? Always about the money with you. Like we're supposed to bow down because you play CEO." The room spun. Play CEO? I'd clawed my way up from waitressing 3 shifts a day to build milestone events, sacrificing weekends and relationships to make it thrive. I'd never flaunted it. Only shared it loans to Jason for his failed app idea, kitchen remodels for Mom and Dad, even Emily's bachelorette in Vegas. But now, their words peeled back the illusion. I wasn't family, I was funding. Emily stood, her tears switching on like a faucet. "You make me feel like I owe you my life. Like I'm less because I chose happiness over some corporate grind." Happiness? Her happiness was a $12,000 honeymoon in Maui that she'd booked on credit, assuming I'd cover the fallout like always. The total hit me then, $55,000. Every cent from my accounts, signed under my name because their credit was a wreck. "You're uninvited," Emily said flatly, her eyes cold. "We don't want your vibe there." And then, the killing blow. No beggars at my wedding. Beggar. Me. The word echoed in my skull. A poison seeping into old wounds, the times I'd gone without to give them more. The silent judgments at family dinners where my success was dismissed as lucky breaks. I left without a word, the door clicking shut like a coffin lid on our shared history. Back home, my husband Mark found me in the car, coffee in hand, his steady presence a lifeline. "They called me a beggar," I whispered, the betrayal twisting like a knife. But as the shock faded, something colder took root, resolve. Aunt Carla's call came like a lifeline tossed into turbulent waters, her voice from Seattle laced with fury. "Laura, I overheard your mom bragging to the neighbor. They've been scheming this for months, milking you for every dollar, then cutting you loose to impress Emily's in-laws." The pieces clicked. Emily's fiancé, Tyler, from a blue blood family in Boston. Old money that sniffed at our nouveau riche roots. Mom had called me trash with a checkbook, said I'd always be beneath them no matter how many zeros I added to my bank account. They'd maxed Emily's cards on luxuries, banking on my desperation for approval to bail them out. "You're just the accountant," Mom had sneered. Desperate enough to pay for scraps of love. Mark's jaw clenched as I related, his hand on mine grounding me. "They didn't just take your money, they stole your trust. Trust I'd built brick by brick." Ignoring the red flags, the unpaid loans, the backhanded compliments, the way they'd whisper about my empty life without kids or their version of real family. But now, the veil was torn. I wasn't desperate anymore, I was done. We pored over contracts that night. Everyone in my name as the guarantor, as an event planner. I knew the clauses inside out: modification rights, cancellation windows. "I'm not canceling," I told Mark, a grim smile forming. "I'm reallocating." The calls began at dawn, each one chipping away at the facade they'd built on my back. First, the venue, invoke the modification clause. "No event Saturday," the coordinator stammered. But I was firm. No refund needed, just lock the gates. Catering next, redirect the food to a homeless shelter. Staff party on me. Flowers to hospitals. Photographer's fee doubled as hush money with instructions to no-show. The gown? Held at the boutique, it's mine. Paid on my card. Emily could wear whatever rag she dug from her closet. But the honeymoon? That was poetry. Change the names to Laura and Mark Thompson. Will arrive as planned. The resort confirmed without question. By midnight, $55,000 in opulence had vanished into thin air, redirected or dissolved. Mark watched me close my laptop, concern in his eyes. "This will destroy them." "They destroyed me first," I replied, the weight of years lifting. For once, the silence in my chest wasn't pain, it was power. The storm hit at 5:43 a.m. Emily's calls flooding my phone like accusations. I let them ring, sipping coffee on the deck as the sun crested the Rockies. Mark joined me, our Ring camera feed showing Emily's car screeching up, her pounding on the door a desperate rhythm. "Open up. You ruined everything," I answered finally, my voice ice calm. "The venue's locked. Caterer's gone." "What did you do?" "What you asked got out. No beggars. Remember?" Her sobs cracked through the line, but they rang hollow, echoes of her practiced performances. "Tyler's parents are here. 200 guests. I'll be humiliated." Humiliated? The word fueled the fire in my gut, the same fire they'd stoked with every slight, every use and discard. "You humiliated me in front of our family. Planned it for months while bleeding me dry." Mom grabbed the phone, her wheedling tone familiar. "Family forgives. Laura, open the door." But I held firm, reciting Aunt Carla's overheard truths, the schemes, the maxed cards, the beneath us sneers. Their denials crumbled into threats, lawsuits, disinheritance. "Sue me," I dared. "Explain to a judge how you banned the pair from the party." Dad bellowed in the background. "Ungrateful bitch." Ungrateful? I'd funded their illusions for decades, chasing a love that was conditional on my wallet. I blocked them all, the silence golden. As they scrambled, I packed for Maui sundresses, swimsuits, the freedom I'd earned. Saturday dawned pristine, the kind of Colorado blue sky perfection I'd agonized over in forecasts. Aunt Carla's texts painted the chaos, locked venue gates chained shut, guests milling in confusion. Emily in a decade-old cocktail dress, too tight and faded, mascara streaking as she screamed into her phone. Tyler's parents arrived in their sleek Mercedes, took one look at the debacle, and fled. "They're leaving," Carla reported. The ceremony shifted to my parents' overgrown backyard, folding chairs from the garage sinking into mud. Mom's Costco run yielding sheet cakes and plastic cups. A neighbor's live stream captured it all, Dad fumbling as impromptu officiant. Extension cords tripping guests. A Spotify playlist blaring ads mid-vows. Comments poured in. "This a wedding or a flea market?" Tyler's best man slurred. "Thought her fam had cash, looks like trailer trash." The truth spilled in whispers, Emily's lies about our old money roots exposed. By afternoon, half the guests had bolted. The reception was warm punch and fruit platters in the garage. Emily's smile cracked. Her new in-laws' disdain palpable. Tyler's face said it all, regret. As Mark and I boarded our flight to Maui, a text from Tyler lit my screen. "Your sister's a liar. Marriage over." I deleted it. The plane lifting off like my spirit, free from their chains. Maui's waves whispered secrets as we lounged in the overwater bungalow. But the calls pierced paradise. Emily and Tyler at our door back home. My sister-in-law house-sitting relaying the drama. "You stole our honeymoon," Emily wailed in a doorbell video. Tyler exploding. "You lied about everything, your family's broke." He stormed off, leaving her sobbing. Dad called next, annulment filed. "She needs $18,000 for his family's costs." I laughed into the ocean breeze. "From the beggar?" "No. Mom tried guilt. She's bankrupt. Reputation ruined." But their pleas only highlighted the hypocrisy, the years they'd taken without thanks. The betrayal they'd woven into our blood. "You wanted me beneath you," I said. "Now face life without my safety net." I blocked them again, diving into the turquoise depths, washing away the last tendrils of guilt. Back home, Mom appeared unannounced, her threats of lawsuits ringing empty. "You destroyed us," she accused. But her eyes betrayed defeat. "No. You destroyed the illusion," I countered. My voice steady. "Years of abuse, financial, emotional. I'm done." She left pale, the door closing on decades of manipulation. 3 weeks later, the letter went out certified. Itemized, $55,000 due in 12 months for fraudulently obtained funds. Not revenge, but reckoning. Their rage followed, calls, posts, family rallies that fizzled under scrutiny. A $4,000 check arrived with "Please," my lawyer replied. $51,000 remains. 2 months on, as Mark and I toasted on our deck, the Rockies glowing at sunset, peace settled deep. No regrets, only clarity. They'd called me a beggar, but I'd risen as the architect of my own worth, turning their poison into power. They scrambled in the shadows of their choices. I thrived in the light of mine. The price of betrayal? Priceless solitude. Finally free.